Taking place at the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California. Blockbuster because we have 5 undercard fights scheduled, 6 pay-per-view fights scheduled, totaling 74 rounds of boxing. And, of course, the highly anticipated main event, the rematch, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, where these two men will settle their bitter rivalry in the squared circle. Well, I mentioned the fights are brought to you by Fan Mio, and of course, along with them, we have with Real Deal Fight Inc., along with Masvidal's Game Bred Boxing Promotion, sponsored by Make America Great Again Token on the Ethereum Network, along with Limitless One Shot, Ultimate Energy, Happy Dad, Hard Salsa, Board Jerky, and Patch Extraordinary Tequila. Well, you can join us on pay-per-view tomorrow night. Fights start at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. in the East. Through fanmio.com, pay-per-view, and the Fan Mio app for just $49.99. And I just found out tonight, this afternoon I should say, that if you order through Fan Mio, you can receive a commemorative t-shirt as well. So once again, order $49.99 through Fan Mio. Or you can join us live at the Honda Center tomorrow night in our huge night. Tickets still available, $25. Tickets available through Ticketmaster. I'm told that the ticket sales have been fantastic, but there are still some good seats available. And at this time, my honor to ask to join us a special guest who is quite a man of boxing. We're going to go through the card a little bit, tell you a little bit more about that. Please welcome sports commentator, one of the greats of boxing, former 2-time welterweight champion of the world, Showtime, Shawn Porter. Nice to see you, Shawn.
Thank you. Happy to see you.
Fantastic. Well, if you don't mind, well, first of all, you're wearing the T-shirt.
I am. I'm swimming in it, but, you know, this is it. Order it on Fanmio. You can't get this shirt unless you order it on Fanmio. Order the pay-per-view, but when you do, order it on Fanmio, and you'll get this T-shirt.
Fantastic. Looking good in it, too. Shawn, if you don't mind, I'm going to go through the fight card with you real quickly. Sure. We'll talk about it, kind of put you on the spot. We haven't really talked about this, but I know you know it all when it comes to boxing.
Hopefully.
First of all, I was just recalling that the main event is not the only rematch of the night. We open up our pay-per-view with a rematch. These two young fighters fought as amateurs. As pros, their records are very similar. 13 wins. One of them is undefeated. One has only had 1 loss. What are your thoughts about Devin Cushing versus Manuel Correa?
I like the fight. You guys all have heard that saying, styles make fights. This is a perfect matchup. Cushing, he likes to box. He likes to play from the outside, use that jab, but he can also punch. He likes to go to the body, and then his opponent is more of a straightforward, come-get-you kind of guy. And that always makes for an exciting fight. So that one's going to be exciting top to bottom.
And I noticed both of them have good knockout power. So
yeah.
You expect it to go to the distance or stop it?
I don't think this one's going to go to the distance. Right. I kind of favor Cushing in this one because I have seen him box before. And he keeps the fight a little cleaner. When you can land the cleaner shots, land the blows a little more decisively and not, you know, his opponent more so like wailing shots. And, you know, those shots don't always get there as quick as the straighter shots. So, but I think that one's going to be really competitive, though.
Yeah, and if Cushing wins, that avenges his loss in the amateur ranks. Our next fight is also in the lightweight division, also an 8-rounder. And this one features 2 fighters representing their famous boxing families. Now, you come from a famous boxing family as well. What kind of pressure does that add to the fighters? You
know, I think for both these guys, there's a pressure that they may not even realize is there all the time, you know. We're talking about Vargas family and the Garcia family. Sean and Amato are getting in the ring, and they have some history as well in the amateurs, which I think is going to show itself in the fight. Both these guys are more so heart than they are just about like the skill and, you know, more the like finesse that you see from some of the guys. We've seen it from Sean's brother Ryan. Not like that. These guys are going to go in there. They're going to be throwing it and looking for some knockout punches, opposed to just trying to box their way to a win. And I think that one's going to be really fun to watch.
They've been throwing some threats to each other and some strong words before their fights. We're going to see what the weigh-in looks like with them too, and how it'll turn out in the ring.
Yeah. Both these kids, they bring excitement. I think their energy is a little different. I think Sean is more so the guy you got to kind of like you bump him, and then he's like, what are you doing, you know? Amato's the guy who's going to bump first, you know? So sorry if I'm telling on you, Amato, but it kind of is what it is. He's loud, and but that's why you guys show up and watch, because they do what you all expect them to do: sell the pay-per-view, sell the tickets, and then come in here and put on the show.
Talking about selling the tickets, we have a young fighter, 18-year-old, a phenom, really, 3-0, 2 knockouts. Floyd Mayweather has given his seal of approval on him and gotten behind him. He looks very interesting, and he's fighting a fellow who's twice his age. What could we expect from the lightweights? Kumel Moton is the name of this undefeated young fighter, and against Nikolai Buzolin.
Kumel's fighting a guy who's twice his age. He's 36 years old. Has traveled the world, competed quite a bit in the amateurs, has somewhat of an upside-down record as a professional, but he's not afraid of anything. And that's what Kumel needs at this point. He needs, when you got Mayweather putting his arm around you, it kind of like quickly validates you. And so now everybody wants to see what did he put his arm around. And this is the kind of guy who's going to push Kumel in some ways. Again, remember, he's 36 years old, so he can take an 18-year-old punch. It's about the timing and the precision of Kumel to get that big win, big knockout that we all expect him to get, since he's, again, coming under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather. But he's fast, he is extremely sharp, and he loves this sport. And I'll tell you guys this, a secret that you guys don't know: just about anybody that competes in boxing, you got to love it. If you don't love it, you won't get to the point that a lot of us make it to at the elite level. So Floyd, I think he knew that right off the bat. I can't put my arm around this guy if he doesn't love it. I love it. He loves it. Let's go. And here they are.
I haven't seen him fight. I'm looking forward to it. I think he's in tough tomorrow night.
I do too.
Light heavyweights, couple of great former MMA fighters. Now, Chris Avila from Stockton, obviously very popular here with the fans from Stockton and supporting their main event fighter as well. He's really doing some positive things in the sport of boxing. He's won his last 5 in a row. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Anthony Pettis win over Roy Jones Jr. in his first pro boxing fight. Yeah. Interesting matchup.
Anthony said it yesterday, and he was right. I was ringside when he fought Roy Jones, and the thing you could see that really made a big difference was the size. And, of course, the experience of a Roy Jones Jr. He was slippery. He was hard to catch up to. And on top of that, he was a bigger guy on fight night. Anthony Pettis getting in the ring with someone much closer to his size, which will make for a really good boxing match. I think we'll see things from him that we didn't get to see from him last year when he fought Roy Jones. And Chris Avila he's full of confidence, riding the wave of a 5-win streak. And, even though it's only 5 wins and he hasn't, made it to a championship level yet, it's enough momentum for him to really believe that he can come in here and dethrone Showtime.
I think that's a tough one to call. Moving on to the co-main event of the evening, a very interesting fight with the return of Daniel Jacobs, former 2-time middleweight world champion, taking on Shane Mosley Jr.
Yeah, this is probably the best boxing match on the card. I can't even say probably, it is. Beyond the accolades and things like that, you got 2 gentlemen who truly have grown up in this sport. I don't think anybody else on this card has been as involved and thrown into the sport the way that Jacobs and Mosley Jr. have. That being said, this is the fight where this is a boxing match. This is, we had to spice that in for y'all, I think the main event's going to be exciting. I think some of the other fights are going to be really exciting. This one's going to be a boxing match. This one's going to be about the jabs, the X's and the O's, and the best man will win this one.
10 rounds, going to go 10 rounds, according to Sean Porter.
I would bet this one goes 10 rounds. Both guys have punching power. But, again, when you're fighting at such a high level, these guys are slippery. These guys know how to make you miss, and they know how to get out of rounds. You know what I mean? So we could look for this one to go 10, but we should have some drama in that one.
All right, leading to the main event of the evening, of course.
The main event,
of course, there's where all the drama, a lot of the drama is. So Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, a grudge match, a rematch as well. What did you think about Nate's first fight against Jake Paul in his debut? He took on a fighter in a 10-rounder.
I'm glad you asked me that. I was ringside for that one too, y'all. If y'all don't know, I'm at every boxing match doing the TV for everything. It's what I do. And I wasn't impressed when I saw him, when I watched him fight Jake Paul. I was worried about this fight coming here. It was like, the way he fought that one on, it's not going to be exciting. It might be one-sided. So I did some digging, y'all, and Nate Diaz showed up ready to fight. He trained much harder than he trained getting ready for Jake Paul. And, of course, with this being his adversary, having a loss to Jorge Masvidal, he's really coming here ready to fight. So I am I'm inclined to say, hey, this is a 50-50 fight, whereas at first I really thought it was more so one-sided. But I like everything I've heard about Nate Diaz and his preparation for this fight.
And what have you heard about Jorge Masvidal?
I haven't heard much about him, to be honest with you. I just know he's a monster. You know what I mean? So Jorge Masvidal is a monster. He loves fighting. Nate does too, which I think is why this fight makes the most sense. I told the guys at FAMIO, I said, of any crossover fight, of any exhibition fight that's been made in the last 5, 10 years, however long this has been going on since the pandemic, this fight makes the most sense of any crossover fight, any exhibition fight, because you have two legit MMA legends getting in the ring against one another, not someone from one sport, not someone from another entertainment field. This is the most exciting and 50-50 matchup that we can have, and I'm glad that FAMIO put it on.
Well, speaking of legends, Sean, we're so appreciative of you being here and sharing with us. Have it in hand, ladies and gentlemen, former two-time welterweight champion of the world, Showtime Sean Porter.
I got to say this before I go. I'm not used to a quiet crowd. I'm used to, like, when I'm on stage, like, I'm used to the loudness. So hope I didn't bore y'all. All that being said, buy it on FAMIO. You get the T-shirt, and you'll have a great night of fun with the family and the friends, all that good stuff. Enjoy. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Sean. Good man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out our fighters for the pay-per-view portion of our big night of action tomorrow night. For our weigh-in, we begin with our pay-per-view opener. Lightweights of the ring, scheduled 8 rounds of boxing. First, please welcome to the stage, from Miami by way of Cuba, in his 15th professional bout, please welcome Manuel Sweet Dreams Correa. And now his opponent joining us to the stage from Pensacola, Florida, the undefeated hard-hitting lightweight, Devin Cushing. And let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time of this lightweight attraction. First, with a record of 13-1 with 8 knockouts, please welcome once again Manuel Sweet Dreams Correa. Manuel Correa weighs in at 131.2 pounds, 131.2. And now his opponent stepping onto the scale, 13-0 with 10 knockouts, the undefeated Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing weighs in at 131.9 pounds, 131.9. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, opening up our pay-per-view, Devin Cushing versus Manuel Correa. Manuel, I'd like to have a couple words with you. First of all, this is a rematch. You fought in the amateurs. You won. What must you do to bring it out in your side again?
You know, he's a good boxer, so more the same. Just put that pressure on him and just show him, fold him up.
I see you had some words when you faced off there, and did you learn anything?
No, we finally kept it a little bit humble. You know, this whole conference and all of this stuff, we've been talking a lot of shit. You know, it comes with this, but that's it. We ready to put it all behind us.
All right, very good. Good luck to you in the ring tomorrow. Devin Cushing, a similar question for you. You came out on the short end of the last time. What must you do this time to win the fight?
This professional game is a whole nother ball game. And he's got a grown, not a 17-year-old boy, but a grown man in front of him come Saturday night, tomorrow night. So he'll find out quick.
All right. Less humble, more confident. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, the talking's done, Jimmy. It's ready to go. It's showtime. Let's go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss the opening attraction. Lightweights in the ring. 8 rounds of boxing. Devin Cushing versus Manuel Correa. And we continue with our weigh-in, ladies and gentlemen. Our next pay-per-view attraction, also in the lightweight division, also 8 rounds of boxing. It features boxers with a rich history of the sport behind them. First, please welcome to the stage at this time from Los Angeles, the undefeated lightweight prospect, Sean Sugar Rush Garcia. And now we invite his opponent to the stage at this time. A family from Oxnard, California, now living in Las Vegas. The undefeated son of the world champion. Please welcome Amado AFV Vargas. Let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. First 7-0 with 1 draw and 2 knockouts from the famed Garcia family. Once again, please welcome Sean Sugar Rush Garcia. Sean Garcia weighs in at 138.1 pounds. And now his opponent, also undefeated, 10-0 with 4 knockouts from the famed Vargas family. Please welcome Amado AFV Vargas. Amado Vargas weighs in at 134.1 pounds, 134.1. We have a fight. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Amado Garcia versus Amado Vargas versus Sean Garcia in a pay-per-view, 8 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Sean, let me talk to you real quickly here. You've had a lot of back and forth with the Vargas team. How does that motivate you for tomorrow's fight?
I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to fight now. I mean, the talking's done, so ready to go tomorrow, and I'm going to put on a show, I promise.
Good for you for risking your undefeated record against another undefeated fighter. What do you have to do tomorrow to win?
Stop him.
Knockout prediction, is that right?
Yeah, by the 4th round.
All right, very good. Sean, best of luck to you. Amado, let me come to you. Once again, you're risking your undefeated record. What do you have to do to win tomorrow night?
Well, there was a comment saying by Sugar Rush Garcia saying, there was a remark saying, fuck the dynasty, the Vargas dynasty, and all I gotta say is, fuck the Garcias. It's over for this boy. It's over for this boy. I'm gonna stop him. He's a fat boy. Wayne, we're professional. We're ready to do our job. So tune in on Famio and watch this show, baby. It's over. Let's get it.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The natural promoter himself, Amado Vargas. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. 8 rounds of boxing, lightweights, pay-per-view tomorrow night. We continue with our weigh-in pay-per-view. Number 3 features boxers once again in the lightweight division. We're scheduled 6 rounds of boxing for this one. First, please welcome to the stage from Miami by way of Russia. In his 19th professional bout, please welcome Nikolai Buzolin. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time from Mayweather Gym in Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome the undefeated 19-year-old phenom, the big deal, Kermel Moton. Let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Once again, the lightweight limit in place. With 5 knockouts in his 9 victories, please welcome the battle-tested Nikolai Buzolin. Buzolin weighs in at 137.7 pounds, 137.7. And now his opponent with an undefeated young record of 3-0 with 2 knockouts, the undefeated 18-year-old Mayweather prodigy, the big deal, Kermel Moton. Kermel Moton weighs in at 133.5 pounds, 133.5 pounds. We'll bring our fighters together for a face-off and then quick Q&A with both of them. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. 6 rounds of boxing, lightweight division, Kermel Moton versus Nikolai Buzolin. Nikolai, I have a question for you. Tell me, what can we expect from the fight tomorrow night against your opponent? What to expect?
This is hard for me and my English not well. I will try enjoy our fight.
There you go. We understood you very correctly. Best wishes to you. Good luck. Kermel, let me come to you and ask you a question. Under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather, gives you a lot of pressure, gives you a lot of confidence. What is the most important about that for you?
It's no pressure. You know, I believe in my skills, and most important is just that I go out there and show out.
Now, we've heard great things about you, but in this fight, your opponent is actually twice your age. Does that intimidate you, give you an advantage? What are your thoughts on that?
No, not at all. Like I said, I believe in my skills. You know, I believe in the hard work I put in, and it's going to show tomorrow night.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at work tomorrow night. Best wishes to you. And we're ready for our next weigh into the light heavyweight division, a battle of MMA standouts. First, please welcome to the stage, originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, now hailing from Henderson, Nevada, the former UFC lightweight champion. Please welcome Anthony Showtime Pettis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent joining us to the stage at this time from the Diaz camp in Stockton, California, MMA veteran of 17 bouts and a boxing career of 6. Please welcome Chris Avila. Now let's bring our fighters to the scale. First, 1-0 in the square to circle with his win over legendary Roy Jones Jr. Please welcome the one and only Anthony Showtime Pettis. 175.3 pounds, 175.3 for Anthony Pettis. And now his opponent, the winner of his last 5 fights in a row, the all-action fighter with a record of 5-1. Here is Chris Avila. Chris Avila weighs in at 175.6 pounds, 175.6. We'll ask our fighters to face off at this time in anticipation of their facing off for the center of the ring tomorrow night. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Avila versus Anthony Showtime Pettis. Light heavyweights, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled. Anthony, if I could have a word with you real quickly. First of all, your huge win over Roy Jones Jr. in your professional boxing debut. What does that serve you? How does that serve you in this leading up to this fight against Chris Avila?
Man, Roy Jones is a legend, bro, so I couldn't say no to that fight. But now I got somebody that's my age, my weight, so let's see what happens.
I believe you've promised a knockout or a stoppage tomorrow night. You still stick with that?
I'm coming for the knockout. It's showtime, Saturday night. Make sure y'all watch it.
Best to you, Anthony. Chris, pleasure to see you again. I've been with you in a lot of your pro fights. You've been growing. You've been improving. How has your experience in the boxing ring served you so far?
I've been staying active, and yeah, yeah, I'm ready to rock, man. Fuck that.
Tell me, what does it mean to represent the Diaz camp from Stockton and all the fans that'll be here and supporting you, and pressure, motivation? How does that affect you?
No pressure. I train and I'm ready to go, and I train hard and I'm ready to get the win.
We know you're ready to go, and best wishes to you, Chris. Well, fans, time to bring out our fighters in the co-main event of the evening. Fan Mio, in association with Diaz, Real Fight Inc. and Masvidal's Game Grid Boxing Promotions, presents the weigh-in for the co-main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing, super middleweight scheduled in the ring. First, please welcome to the stage, representing the famed boxing family from Pomona, California. Please welcome the battle season fighter of 25 pro bouts, Shane Mosley Jr. And now we welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York. Making his comeback into the ring, please welcome the 2-time middleweight champion of the world, the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. First, with a record of 21 wins and 4 losses, he has 12 knockouts. Please welcome the determined and skillful super middleweight contender, Shane Mosley Jr. 167.6 pounds, 167.6 for Shane Mosley Jr. And now his opponent, making his return to the ring, stepping onto the scale, the former 2-time middleweight world champion, Daniel Jacobs. 169.2, 169.2 for the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. Fighters getting dressed a little bit. We'll bring them together for a face-off. And then we'll hear from both of them with a brief Q&A. Shane, if I could have a word with you, what does it mean for you to be fighting such an accomplished world champion tomorrow night? What does this mean for your career?
It means a lot. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm actually excited to talk to you. This is my first time ever talking to you in my 10-year career, and it's pretty incredible. You're a legend in the sport. Everybody knows your voice. So I'm happy to talk to you.
Thank you. Let's talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. But hey, also I want to thank you so much. You're very kind. Knowing your father for so many years has been very special too. Let me ask you, is this your toughest opponent you ever faced? How do you take that?
Of course. Toughest opponent. Yeah, he's incredible, right? Obviously, he's here for a reason. We know, everybody knows his name. And why not fight him? You know what I mean?
Well, what do you have to do? What do you got to do to beat him?
I got to stick to the game plan, you know, and be myself. That's it.
Sean Porter earlier said this is going to be the best boxing matchup of the night. You agree?
I think so. I agree with Sean Porter. Sean Porter has a great opinion, and I agree with him.
Can't argue with Sean Porter. Can't argue with you. Shane, you're a good man. Best luck to you. The Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. What an honor to be with you again. Tell me what kind of emotion you're coming back from a layoff from the ring. Is this an emotional time for you?
It's not an emotional time. It's an exciting time. Good to be back in the ring. Good to be back on the West Coast. I brought my family with me. My son is here in attendance, so always a good thing to perform in front of him.
I noticed a lot of pretty much camaraderie and respect as you faced off here. Is it going to be that way in the ring as well?
Absolutely not. We're gentlemen outside the ring. But at come fight night, people pay to see us do what our job is, to knock each other out, to win excitingly, and to impress the fans.
Well, we're glad to have you back. You've had an exciting career. We wish you the best in your return. The Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The time has come for the weigh-in of the main event of the evening. Last man standing main event brought to you by FanMio, live on FanMio pay-per-view and presented in association with Real Fight Inc. and Game Bred Boxing Promotions. And now please welcome our fighters as they come to the stage. First, the MMA Fighting Pride of Miami, the 3-time UFC Fight of the Night and 4-time Performance of the Night winner, the MMA Superstar. Please welcome Jorge Game Bred Masvidal. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the stage his opponent, the MMA Superstar from Stockton, California. His win over Conor McGregor broke all pay-per-view records. Please welcome the renowned fighter, the one and only Nate Diaz. All right, fans, let's bring our fighters to the scale at this time. First, a legend of 52 MMA fights in his second boxing bout. Please welcome Jorge Game Bred Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal weighs in at 175.2 pounds, 175.2. And now his opponent, a popular veteran of 35 MMA fights in his second professional boxing event. Please welcome Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz weighs in at 175.6 pounds, 175.6. And we're going to have our fighters face off with security ready and necessary. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the last man standing, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. It's been a long road leading to Saturday. What emotions are you feeling now, just one day before you meet in the center of the ring?
Just one more sleep, get to bring all this work that I've been doing since January to fruition, and just thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for every moment, everything, you know. I'm gonna put an ass whooping tomorrow, whether you guys like that or not. I'm here to do my job, man. I'm gonna kill somebody tomorrow, man, so let's go. All the shit talking is over, now we get to fight, and either my camp was the right one or his camp was the right one, but we get to find out tomorrow, so see y'all there.
Jorge Masvidal, he's ready to go for tomorrow. Nate, a couple questions for you. This rivalry with Jorge Masvidal, how real is it?
It's what it is.
Well, we'll find out more tomorrow, that's for sure. Your first fight against Jake Paul, you went 10 rounds. Tough fight, but boy, you hung in there. What did you learn? How does that lead? How does that build for you and confidence for this fight against Jorge Masvidal?
Whole nother fight. It's a whole nother fight.
You have any last words for Masvidal before you meet in the center of the ring tomorrow? Last words.
Yo, this whole shit's cap. I already waited this morning.
There you go. Never a loss for words and the truth. Nate Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Pay-per-view $49.99 on FamMio Pay-per-view. It's the last man standing with the main event of the evening, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. Thank you very much for your attendance, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.